Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Go Vols Extra Double Coverage. I'm Ben Frederickson, this is Dustin Dopirak, Tennessee football beat writer, and we're here to break down Tennessee's big game with Oklahoma. That'll be Saturday on ABC. It's going to be at 8 p.m. and Oklahoma's ranked number 4th in the country headed into this game. Dustin, Vols this would be a tough challenge for the Vols with a full healthy slate, but there has some pretty key injuries headed into this weekend. What's the latest on Vaughn Pearson and Ethan Wolf?
Yeah, Vaughn Pearson is going to miss this game with a high ankle sprain. He'll probably only be out for one game. They think there's a good chance he'll be back for Georgia. Obviously, they get the bye week after this, so he's got a chance to get healthy. Obviously, wide receiver is not the worst place for them to suffer an injury because they got a lot of depth there. Already had got a pretty good starting trio. Plus, really they've got shifts of guys that can play. Now, Vaughn Pearson's obviously playing pretty well. I think had 4 catches for 71 yards in the last game, so it's still a significant hit, but they can fill that. Ethan Wolf's got a bruised knee. He's questionable for the week. Not exactly sure how that's going to go. He's obviously going to rehab. Lucky certainly that it wasn't worse. That injury looked pretty bad. Looked like hyperextended a little bit, but all it is a bruise, nothing tore. So he's going to have a chance to play this week. Certainly, if he doesn't go, guys like Alex Ellis, Daniel Helm will have a chance to play some more. But Wolf would be pretty significant there.
One of the reasons Wolf has been playing more than some of the other tight ends is he's a better blocker. Not only can he catch passes, but if he's not in there, that offensive line is going to lose a guy that has been able to provide some help, and the offensive line has already lost Jacob Gillum, a guy who was a starter and now is out for the season. You think there are going to be any changes on that offensive line headed into this weekend? Yeah,
Butch Jones talked a little bit about the possibility of just shaking things up. They're going to look at a lot of things. The competition isn't over. Brett Kendrick sort of won the left tackle spot for last week, left open when Gilliam left, but they're obviously considering a lot of other things.
We'll have a battle. We're going to continue to mix it around. We're going to look at Coleman Thomas a little bit more, possibly at right tackle. You may see Kyle Kerbison going to left tackle a little bit. Dontavius Blair, we're going to ask him to play left tackle. Boy, all of a sudden the typing picked up. All right, we got some stimulation in here. You'll see players moving around. It's the first, Jimmy just woke up. So it's the first time that you'll see mixes within the offensive front. And again, it's finding the right 5 individuals that have a mindset, a mentality to protect the passer, run the football, and finish blocks.
So there's a lot of possibilities there. They haven't been as happy with offensive line play in general. Certainly had back-to-back sacks of Worley this week. And also the run game just hasn't really got going. They haven't gotten to the point where they're really blocking people in the second level yet. So they want to see more, and they're going to do some experimentation to figure out what the best 5 is to make some of that stuff happen.
Kind of turning the focus to Oklahoma, this is a team that since the start of the season has looked like a team that deserves that ranking. Certainly looks like one of the contenders for the 4-team college football playoff. Bob Stoops has a noted grudge against the SEC. I think a lot of people are trying to think he's going to make an example out of the Vols if that opportunity presents itself. What do we know about Oklahoma, and what did Coach Jones have to say about the Sooners when he addressed the media the other day?
Obviously a lot of talent, and Butch Jones said specifically, he said, this is a team, I don't see any deficiencies on this team. I don't see anything wrong, anything that you could exploit, anything that you can really go against.
Playing a top 3, top 4 opponent in Oklahoma, and very, 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 very deservingly so. 88-5 as a home record. We talk about creating a home field advantage. I would say that's a home field advantage, 43-10 in their last 4 years. But when you look at their football team, you see redshirt senior, junior, redshirt junior. You see a veteran group that they've been raised through their program, through their culture, through the expectations of what it takes to play in that football program. And I see a football team that has no deficiencies, very deservingly of their ranking, and it's going to be a tremendous challenge going into a hostile environment where all their players know is about winning.
I think they've outscored their opponents so far, I think 100-23. I think that's even the biggest margin of any top 5 team. And like the first half, it's like ridiculous. It's like 60-3 or something like that. It's like how much they've outscored them. The points that they've given up have mostly been in garbage time long after the game's been decided. Just got skill everywhere. Obviously, Trevor Knight night, really made a name for himself last year at the Sugar Bowl when he was MVP of that, and since then has really kind of built up his profile. Sterling Shepard, phenomenal wide receiver, even though he's not a really big guy. They really just a complete wide receiver. Just humongous size at offensive line. I think 4 of their 5 guys are 315 or bigger. I think they've got 3 guys bigger than 325. They're massive up front. Really on both sides, obviously really good defensively as well. I mean, they're pretty top to bottom outstanding, and Butch Jones just praised them basically, across the board when he talked about them on Monday.
Yeah, it would certainly be a tall task for the Vols, but also interested to see how they respond. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are picking to win this game, but can they hang tough? Can they continue to play throughout the entire game, especially if Oklahoma has a big start like they have had? I guess we'll find out. That'll do it for us. You can follow all of our coverage at GoVolsExtra.com. If you have questions about the game, certain players, injuries, things like that, please let us know, and we'll answer them later this week in the GVX Q&A. I'm Ben Frederickson. This is Dustin Dopirak, and we'll see you guys later.